Oh boy. M. Water, earth, fire, air. Long ago. I could only assume it goes on. Oh god. Hey everybody, Nga here. It's almost as if the creators of Avatar The Last Airbender, The Legend of Korra, and soon-to-be Seven Havens watched my two shitpost videos making a language out of only the information and context that was supplied in the Avatar The Last Airbender series and said, what if we did it but even lazier and suddenly everyone is like Scottish or something? Oh god. The information we have is incomplete at the moment. All of this information is coming off of a few like Reddit posts that are from like some panel that they were hosting at a Comic-Con or something. And they created a language. They created a language in quotation marks for Avatar The Last Airbender's world, right? Now, they were using Chinese characters and everyone was speaking English, but like, you know, since Chinese script is like a logography, it could really be any language, right? But it was just kept rather vague, you know? So they made a script for this, right? And this script not only explicitly confirms that the language they're speaking is English, but from the limited information we have so far, it is some weird, like, probably non-existent version of English, even though the characters in the original, voice acting of the show are mostly speaking with American English accents of various types, right? There's exceptions, but in general, like, the average like character, especially the main characters, are speaking with like American English accents. But the phonetics that were given in these brief examples of water, earth, fire, and air, the way that they're grouped, the way they're split up, I don't even know how to categorize that. Like the aw vowel, like the caught vowel being like the symbol used for the word water. I guess that makes sense if you're from like Boston or maybe New Jersey or New York or something. But I didn't hear any of the characters in Avatar The Last Airbender speaking like Tony Soprano or just some guy parking the car in Harvard Yard, right? I didn't hear any of that in the original series, so that's a very interesting choice. Also, the way that the syllables are split up, like, I maybe there's languages that do that in real life, but I don't know, man. Putting like the R in water, which is written phonetically as the trilled R, so water, and then having the R be like the onset of another syllable with like a null vowel after it is a little bit of an interesting choice when, if they were going by the phonetics of, a hypothetical, like, American English, they could have just put the schwa and the R-colored little tail on it and made the R-colored schwa to make the water, and then it would only require 2 columns to write the word water, but no, they didn't do that. And I mean, and the characters themselves are kind of cool looking, but very, very different from the Chinese characters that are very prominently shown in the original series. Like what are they gonna do? Are they gonna do like a George Lucas remastered edition of Avatar: The Last Airbender, where they like rewrite all the Chinese characters that are in the original show and put in this like quasi-English, quasi-phonetic transcription script? I don't know. The symbols look all right though. Like they look cool, but they look very, very different, okay? I could see like maybe they're kind of like supposed to be inspired by like, I don't know, the Oracle Bone scripts of like that like were the predecessors to what became the Chinese script, I guess. But it also kind of just looks like the Bionicle script all over again. Also, it appears that when the adult Aang movie was like leaked illegally, there's a bunch of examples of this script in there, and people have made their own Reddit posts examining more of like the actual like phonemes and digraphs and combinations and things like that. And I'm not gonna show them in this video because I'm pretty sure the movie hasn't like officially come out yet, but those things exist, and it doesn't help its case from what I've seen, in my humble opinion. This is very entertaining because I genuinely, like, my videos were shit posts. They were memes. I was making a joke about the fact that there was no concrete language spoken in Avatar: The Last Airbender, and just taking all the place names and character names and stuff and turning it into this cursed amalgamation that used Chinese characters, but like the incorrect Chinese characters on purpose. And that was really fun. And I feel like that was genuinely much more effort than what they put into this. I don't know if it was the creators of the show themselves who did it. I don't know if they hired someone, in which case, like, good job, you know, I'm sure they gave you the instructions to make this an English, like, transcription kind of cipher situation, and you at least managed to get it to be, like, semi-phonetic or phonemic, instead of it just being like a one-for-one, like, English spelling cipher, you know? So kudos to you for that if you were, like, hired to do this. No shade against you for doing that. You know, a gig is a gig. You gotta do what you gotta do, right? But I'm disappointed in the creators for not either creating an entire language or sticking with what they had, or making something that is still logographic in a way that looks Chinese, even if it is an original script, or something like that, you know? This just seems like the second laziest thing that they could possibly do. The second laziest thing. So, I feel like since I made those videos, I had to talk about this for a second. For now, we can all rest assured that the original voice acting in Avatar: The Last Airbender and The Legend of Korra that we all know and love is actually a dub, and what they're actually speaking is some strange quasi-Scottish, quasi-Bostonian accent, and everyone speaks that way and acknowledges these as the contrastive differences between vowels, and that that anytime there's a very trilled at the end of their words, it's not an R-colored schwa. No, it is like a syllabic added to the end. So keep that in mind. Yeah. Goodbye. Nguz out.